John, I hope you're not getting too riled up there sitting at home watching this. And I never thought I'd say this, but I was very happy to see you back here, and hope you continue to improve your health exponentially.
I need to write that down.
And no one mentioned tonight the news broadcast article on the Junior Police Academy. And I have to say that I'm very proud of what our police department has done in community policing effort, and especially Officer Kelly Boss's activities with the Junior Police Academy. So I think we should all be congratulating them for what they do. By the way, an air card, by the way, for you guys who don't know, it's a card you stick in your computer so you can get online wirelessly. I lived in Brooklyn. I grew up in Brooklyn. I'm a native of Brooklyn. I moved to Rhode Island and then to Long Island and over here. You know, I can't say that I was a lifelong resident of Brooklyn, even though I was a native of Brooklyn. I can't say that I was a lifelong resident of Providence, even though I was there for a considerable amount of time, or Long Island for that matter. And, you know, I'll never be a lifelong resident of Orange County or the town of Wallkill. But at the last town board meeting, Mr. Leiter claimed to be a lifelong resident of Orange County. This is an outright lie, a complete misrepresentation of the facts, and an indication of how little regard Mr. Leiter has for the voters of the town of Wallkill. It wouldn't be bad enough that Andy lied about being a resident of Wallkill when he committed felony election fraud by voting in the last presidential election here, even though he didn't have a domicile or a residence at the particular time. Andy decided to float an even more outrageous lie about being a lifelong resident of Orange County. Mr. King's investigation of New York City voter registration records exposed that fact, and that indeed Mr. Leiter has been a resident of New York City for the most of his life. In fact, additionally, Mr. Leiter attended Curtis High School from 1965 to 1969 at 105 Hamilton Avenue in Staten Island. And he's clearly and definitively listed in the rolls of alumni for that institution. Upon graduating from Curtis High School, I don't know how Andy found time for all of the activities and businesses that he claims to have been involved in. He clearly had to attend college in order to go on to law school. But how did he find time to do that while being a construction contractor in Orange County the year after graduating high school? I doubt that Mr. Leiter has been a successful business owner in Orange County since 1970. I doubt he's telling the truth about much of anything. Mr. Leiter claims to have allocated $25 million annually for legal services to low-income New Yorkers. However, it was the IOLA fund, and I got that from his flyer. The IOLA fund that was the allocator of the funds. Mr. Leiter is only one of 14 trustees of that organization and is not among any of the operational staff of that organization. Mr. Leiter must have a very low regard for the intellectual capacity of the residents of this town if he believes that we are gullible enough to believe his lies. I can't say that I was a lifelong resident of anywhere because I've moved from one place to the other. Mr. Leiter can't say he's been a lifelong resident of Orange County either because he's been proved to have resided and have conflicting residencies currently. The police hiring is based on crime statistics and a federal mandate handed down by a court decision. I don't think there's any very much leeway in deciding how many policemen we have. We have one of the highest crime rates in the area because of all the business and the high number of roadway mileages that we have, and those policemen are needed and also mandated by court order. And when we talk about givebacks for health insurance, I don't think anyone knows that the CSEA has no contributory health care responsibilities, and they get 100% coverage for them and their families for life. Thank you.